Abu Ghraib prison in Baghdad, and photographs that shocked the world. Iraqi prisoners humiliated, tortured by American guards. George Bush said he was appalled this was not the American way. More American guards screaming abuse at naked prisoners. But this is not Baghdad. This is Brazoria in Texas. Many American states require prison guards to video raids to prove there's no excessive force. They're searching this cell block for drugs.
Somebody was saying that the guards are going in the cells and pulling people out and stuff, and strip searching them.
One of my clients, he has a broken ankle, and he's really not able to crawl, so they're dragging him. And he's zapped on his behind with a taser or a stun gun of some sort.
Come on, white boy, get it! He's got a broken ankle.
My whole body was just doing this. Couldn't stop shaking.
Some prison officers also have electric cattle prods. Others have dogs. This happened 9 years ago when George Bush was the governor of Texas. 2 officers were sent to prison themselves. Most inmates won compensation, including one man raped by a guard in a later incident. But then Brazoria was forgotten until last year.
I flipped on the congressional hearings about Abu Ghraib, and here are these politicians saying this is just wrong, this is just a violation of basic human rights. And I thought, well, what hypocrisy, because they know we do it here every day.
Tonight we reveal how America treats prisoners in its own backyard. Youths pounded by guards. Inmates dying after being shackled or beaten to a pulp. An ever-growing death toll in a hidden world of astonishing violence. In northern Florida is the well-named town of Stark, population 5,500. The local economy depends on the 5 state prisons around the town. Most families have someone working inside them. Prisoners also clean and maintain the town. But out of sight, in the 2 high-security prisons, most men are held in solitary confinement.
You're greeted with screaming, just an unbelievable din of noise. It's extremely hot. It smells like a mixture of sewage and urine.
You're in a 9 by 7 cell that's painted white. I've counted the bricks. Okay, I've counted the sink, which wasn't hard. There's only 1 sink and 1 toilet.
Mitch Scott spent nearly 30 years inside for armed robbery and rape, including several years in solitary.
You have a lot of time to reflect, on everything and anything.
The prisons department wouldn't let us in anywhere, but their press officer, Sterling Ivey, said we could film from the road.
Hello. How y'all doing?
Hi.
Good.
From Channel 4. Sterling Ivey knows all about us.
Who does?
Sterling Ivey.
Despite that permission, we were stopped every time.
Sterling Ivey, yes. Because he said to me also that he'd notified both New River and FSP that we were going to be here.
He probably did, but not right here.
But even though they're blocking access, stories of ongoing abuse are still filtering out. One of the worst involves inmates hideously burnt by chemical sprays. The Department of Corrections has a comprehensive website. It lists every single prisoner, along with the offence and length of sentence. This is Sylvester Butler, a career burglar serving 8 years. But this photo was taken by his lawyer. Guards sprayed Butler in his cell with pepper and tear gas for banging on the door. Kurt Massey, doing 12 years for attempted murder. Prison report says he was sprayed for swearing at staff. And Jeremiah Thomas, an armed robber with a long history of mental illness. For refusing his medication, sprayed through the flap in the cell door. Nearly 24 men are now suing the prison authorities.
They usually use large fire extinguisher-sized canisters of pepper spray, which then sticks to people's skin. We've had prisoners who have had second-degree chemical burns all over their body. It causes extreme pain. Officers always try to aim for people's faces and for people's genitals.
Chemical agents are an effective way to control riots or subdue violent prisoners. The lawyers claim pepper is used maliciously and sadistically.
The telltale signal is that they turn off the ventilation fans in the units. We've had prisoners who report that cardboard is shoved in the crack of the door to make sure that it's really airtight.
These pictures came from the prison authorities themselves. When one cell is sprayed, the whole wing can suffer, including staff. A prison doctor told us his experience. He's anonymous, otherwise he'd be sacked.
Gassing occurs certainly 2 or 3 times a week. The security people say, get off the door, get off the window. I've told you 3 times, okay, you're going to get gassed. Your eyes begin to tear and your nose begins to burn. It becomes a horrendous irritation where you're almost choking in your own saliva. I think some of the security people feel that it's their job to punish these people, and they're pretty vindictive.
They sprayed down the wing next to the wing that I was on, and it came through my window and gassed me. Okay.
And what was the effect on you? Describe to me what that was like.
It was burning. I couldn't get enough water. It felt like my face was on fire.
The reports, of course, all say we used 1 canister and we used 3 1-second controlled bursts. And if you look at the photographic evidence that we have of the burns that people receive, there's no way you could do that without gallons of this stuff. It's being used just to maintain absolute terror in the prisoners. There's no other word than torture.
The Department of Corrections wouldn't answer any of our questions, but there is a statement on its website. It says chemical agents are only employed as an extreme measure instead of force. So what counts as force in a Florida prison? When guards attacked this prisoner, they broke his ribs, pierced his lung and ruptured his spleen. And they got away with it.